Hello, today I want to take some time to review how to evaluate a function. So the next chapter we're going to focus on mainly elaborates the precise notation for working with functions. And before moving on to those concepts, I thought it'd be really nice if we could review some of the skills that we have practiced on previous chapters and perhaps you've practiced them on previous classes. Now this will also serve kind of as a transition into online learning with all the craziness and the current situation that we are dealing with at the moment. So yeah, let's jump right ahead and get started. So basically, when evaluating functions, you're basically giving some formulas. And you can think about these formulas kind of like recipes. So for example, the recipe for f is telling you that whatever you plug inside of f, it's going to spit out that same value right out. So for example, let's say you went to the store and you put into a vending machine $1, and then that vending machine gave you your $1 back. That's not probably the best analogy, but you can think about it in such a way. Let's take a look at the next one. The next formula tells us the recipe for G. And what G is telling us is that whatever you plug into G, what you're going to get is your value multiplied by 5 and then subtracting 12. And then finally, if we take a look at this recipe right here, the recipe of H is whatever we plug into H, what we're going to get back is that value to the second power. And then we're going to add it by 4 times your original value and then subtract 7. So more or less, you can think about functions as recipes. And our job is to evaluate them giving a certain number or a letter in some cases. So let's do f of 10 so we can see how these are applied. So now, if we want to evaluate f of 10, then, we have to use this function, f of x. So let me rewrite it right here. So f of x equals x. And now, I want to evaluate f of 10. So the only thing that's going to change here is my x value. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to replace it by a 10. So I get f, and now this time I'm going to plug in 10 here. And what this recipe is telling me is whatever I put inside f, I'm going to get that same value back out. So f of 10 is the same thing as 10. So here, let's try a different function. So let's try g of 10 this time. So g of 10, the recipe for g is 5x minus 12. So everywhere we see an x, we're going to replace it by a 10. So now we have g of, and let me put these placeholders for now. And like I said, everywhere we see an x, we're going to replace it by a 10 now. So on the right hand side, we can do algebra to simplify. So 5 times 10 is 50. And then we still have this negative 12 on the right hand side. And then 50 minus 12, we can either use our brain, or if we need to, we can use a calculator if we need to. So 50 minus 12 is 48. No, you see, maybe I do need a calculator. What? Wait, sorry, guys. Here, let me erase this. So 50 minus 12 is 38. So we get that g of 10 equals 38. All right, so let's do one more problem. Let's do h of 10. Actually, no, let's do one with a negative Let's do h of negative 2. So let me rewrite the original function, which is h of x equals x squared plus 4x subtracting 7. So now what I'm interested in is evaluating h of negative 2. And remember, the only thing that is going to change, that should change, is our x's. So everywhere we see an x, we're going to replace it by a negative 2. Everything else remains the same. So I'm going to use these placeholders for now. These placeholders are nice because I just filled them in by my value here. And now the right hand side should be fairly easy considering the amount of work we've done involving quadratic equations. So here negative 2 to the second power can be rewritten as negative 2 times negative 2 plus 4 times negative 2 is a negative 8. And then we have subtracting 7, so we can think about us adding negative 7. Negative 2 times negative 2, we get positive 4. We're going to add negative 8 and then negative 7. So then 4 plus negative 8 is negative 4. And then we're going to add another negative 7 here to get a grand total of negative 11. So h of negative 2 is the same thing as negative 11. Alright, so now I encourage you to try these 6 problems on your own, and maybe I can post solutions as well, just so you can see if you're going on the right track. And if you are looking for more of a challenge, I invite you to try these 3 problems out. They are very, very good problems in my opinion. They're they're pretty cool. So yeah.